Hi guys, my name is nana.misa. I'm a cinematographer based in London, and in today's video what I'm going to do is give a cinematography breakdown of my short film called Just Film. If you haven't already seen it, I suggest you go check that out now and come back to this video a little bit later because it's going to make a bit more sense if you've seen that video. So in this video I'm going to talk about the equipment I use, some of the challenges I faced, and the overall process for creating this short film. So let's just jump straight into it. So the first thing I did for this was to create a storyboard. I'm not the best sketcher, but what I wanted to do was make sure I had a good reference point for the types of shots I wanted to feature in the film. And I knew I wanted about 6 shots, so I thought, let me get that down on paper and kind of make sure I'm framing everything up correctly based on what I envisioned this short film looking like. So what I've done is I've taken some frames from the film, and let me jump in and give you a breakdown of each frame. Okay, so this is the first shot of the film, and in this scene I'm here staring at my computer screen looking at yet another YouTube tutorial instead of actually doing any actual filmmaking. So the main key for this was natural light. So I actually used the window light from this window here. It was filmed in the morning, this part. So what I did was I moved my desk to face this way, and what I did was I took the blinds and I tilted them to a downward angle because I wanted the light to kind of pour in from the top and mainly beam down on me and not hit the background as much. I wanted it to mainly focus on me. But also what I did was I set my computer monitor to a white background, therefore giving me a bit of light spilling onto me here. And I did the same for my laptop, which is off shot as well, down around this part, and that light is coming in, just adding a bit of light on my arm here but not fully hitting, so there's a bit of darkness here just to give the scene a bit more interest and a bit more depth to my face. Also, I knew I wanted a practical in the shot, but I wanted a warm kind of practical. So what I did was I put a tungsten bulb in this lamp in the background, which is giving a really nice ambient glow because I dimmed it down to its lowest setting, so as one, not to clip in the shot, but also just to give a warm glow in the background. As you can see, it's kind of giving this nice glow in the corner of the shot because I kind of shot into the corner of the room kind of, so it gives some leading lines coming in here, coming in here. So that was kind of the framing I wanted to kind of give the room a bit of depth, and also to not make me big in the frame. I wanted to kind of give the essence of that I'm in a space watching a video at my computer desk. So if we jump onto the next frame, so once again I'm still at my desk. This time though, I've got my phone in hand and I'm just looking at Instagram, scrolling through. So I didn't want me to be the focus of this scene. So although obviously I'm in it, what I wanted to do was to almost kind of have a side profile of me, but the camera's focused on the phone. So you just see a portion of my head. I've got a cup of tea in my hand and the phone in my other. So what I did for this lighting, once again, you've got the natural window light, which is coming in from the top off frame. So that's coming in here and hitting me there. But I've backed that up with light coming from my computer monitor. So that's giving me a bit of light hitting my forehead over here. So if we get rid of that, then I've also got light coming in from this laptop as well, hitting me here, kind of adding almost kind of like a rim light to the mug and to the top of the phone here. So that was the kind of the choice for this shot. Let's jump to the third one. So for this scene, it's kind of filmed a little bit later on in the day, kind of to give you the kind of vision that, well, to show that the day has progressed and I'm still stuck at my computer. So for this scene, it's a little bit darker because we're getting to mid-afternoon, just before it's kind of heading towards evening. So once again, you can see I've tried to make sure the natural light is coming in and pointing down, therefore not hitting and spilling onto the background. As you can see, it's quite dark here. No light is kind of hitting the background because I want the main focus to kind of show that I'm here staring once again at another YouTube tutorial. So as you can see, the main light in this shot is concentrated kind of within this area here. That was the main purpose of that. I also knew I wanted a warm practical once again in the light, so I took another tungsten bulb and put it in a lamp in the corner to give a nice ambient glow in the corner, just to add a bit of depth to the scene and a bit of separation between me and the background. And you've got a bit of light spilling onto me coming from the monitor screen as well, but majority of that almost kind of blue light is coming from the window light over here. So you see that spilling onto here and onto my forehead as well. So I really like the shot because I like the warm tones in it. Let's just jump onto the fourth shot. So this one, I've moved from my office into my kitchen to show me once again still staring at a phone, or basically just doing everything other than filming, procrastinating once again. And for this, I knew I wanted the main key light to be the lighting strip underneath my kitchen cabinets. So as you can see here, this light is kind of streaming in from that and hitting me over there and kind of giving me an outline here. And I also knew I wanted some practicals as well in this scene, and I wanted it in a more natural way rather than to have just a lamp randomly in my kitchen. So what I did was I had the kettle boiling, and fortunately for me, my kettle has a nice little blue light on it, so it kind of adds a different color element to the shot as well, because in all the other shots it's mainly kind of a daylight kind of light you're seeing, as well as a tungsten light. And I tried to keep that theme by also having this practical here, which is essentially, well, not essentially, it is a street light outside of my kitchen, and that adds a little bit of interest to the background. And you've got light spilling in, kind of framing my background, well, my back should I say, from the other strip lights from my kitchen cabinets, which are on the other side outside of frame here. If we jump into the fifth shot. Now for this one, once again, I'm back at my computer desk watching another YouTube tutorial. For this one, I wanted my face to fill a lot of the frame because I wanted it to almost look as I'm in a trance staring at this YouTube tutorial. So as you can see, a big proportion of this frame is my face here. And as you can see a bit of the catch light from the monitor. So what I used to light this was the monitor, but I've also used my Godox, is it 60WL, or it's the Godox light, the one that is meant to destroy the aperture. Well, the aperture killer as they call it, and that you can see a bit of that catch light from that in my iris over here. And what I did was I added a little bit of interest in the background, but once again having that tungsten light in the background. But because it's kind of shot at 1.4 aperture, it's very shallow depth of field, and it's kind of really blurred out, and it's just almost kind of an ambient dot just in the corner over here. But I really like the shot because it really kind of emphasizes someone who is just literally fixated on their computer monitor. And yeah, I think the shot turned out really well. Let's go to the final shot of the film. This hands down is my favorite shot. For this, it's kind of what I wanted to do was to kind of silhouette myself and have everything backlit in this frame here, because once again I want to show that I'm still procrastinating. This time it's in the middle of the night and I've not done anything yet, and I'm still in my office looking at either my phone or my monitor, just to show once again nothing's progressed in terms of filmmaking. So for this, I wanted everything to kind of really be dark, and the only light I wanted was the practical coming over here, giving another warm ambient glow, just to add a bit of almost balance to what is essentially mainly a quite dark scene. But I didn't want this light to be too bright, and I wanted kind of a warm ambient light in at nighttime to kind of give a bit of texture to the scene. Once again, you've got lights coming from my computer monitor. I didn't set these too bright because I wanted it to be quite silhouetted, and I felt if I used the white background it would have been a bit too much light spilling onto me. So majority of the light that is lighting my face, a lot of it is coming from my phone, which I just took a white background and I had that on my screen, and I turned up the brightness on my phone, and that's kind of giving me a bit of light which is hitting my face as well. But I really wanted the rest of the shot to be quite dark. If you see, everything's in black here, you can't see much detail in the shot, and a lot of it is just the silhouette that you get, and that's kind of the look I wanted. And in the film, it's a nice zoom in for this scene. So yeah, definitely my favorite shot of the film. So that was kind of the breakdown of how I came up with that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like and comment in the comments what you thought of the film or what you thought of this breakdown. It'll be good to get some feedback, because I think it's always good as a cinematographer to get opinions, because I'm still learning. And yeah, any tips that you guys can give or any suggestions would be great. So that's it for now. If you enjoyed this video, once again, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. But for now, thank you for watching, and hope to catch you guys in the next video.